Manga-Waido.
You're seriously useless, Kato. A high school graduate temp employee can't even handle this? Sorry, sir. That man who was yelling at me so loudly he could be heard all around the office was manager Harusada. He was somebody who would bully people below him and kiss ass to those above him. He was your typical middle-aged corporate guy. He was upset that the information in the paperwork I submitted was outdated. That was just a regular occurrence. I got upset sometimes, but if I kept getting upset every time he chewed me out, I'd never get anything done. So I figured that the best thing I could do was just ignore it. By the way, I've asked about this whole thing to Harusada before, but when I asked him, the information is old? You think that my orders are wrong, high schooler? You should just say things like that in your sleep. Just do what you're told, stupid! He told me. I couldn't help but laugh a little. Are you okay? You really didn't do anything wrong this time. I mean, it's more annoying to argue and fight every time he says something, so I'll just leave it alone. Besides, it's not like this is the first time. I mean, yeah, but you realize that kind of attitude isn't possible in this day and age? I know, but that guy won't change unless something drastic happens. He would tease me for only graduating from high school and being a temp employee, but I always just ignored it since he was the one that was annoying. Before I moved into this department, someone else was the target, but now I think he's pretty much only focused on me. I guess he changes his target depending on his mood. But you had them hire you as a temp so that you can adjust your schedule to better help your father go to the hospital, right? I don't know if he knows that, but I don't like that at all. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just his sandbag, so I don't mind. The people around me are okay, so whatever. Let's just get to work. You're seriously so mature. I didn't want to use my father as an excuse, but to support him and his chronic condition, I started working here as soon as I graduated high school. If you ignore the fact that Harusada is around, most of my coworkers are great people. That's why I'm able to ignore a lot of it. Then one day...
Yes, I see. I'm so terribly sorry. Harasuda, I have something to report.
Yes? Complaint? I don't feel good about this. The documents that I had sent the other day had included unnecessary paperwork. Our clients had called to complain. I had made the documents, but Harusada was the one who bundled them up and sent them off. Kato? Come here! I knew what was coming. The paperwork we sent off to our clients. There was something wrong with it. I need you to go and take them some gifts to apologize. Me? The clients wanted the person responsible to come apologize, and you made the documents, right? But this time it was because there were documents that weren't necessary included, right? I didn't organize the envelope to send it off. Look, this company is like a family, a team. Everyone takes responsibility for everyone. Besides, they wanted the person who was in charge of it. Who else other than you would go? Do you understand? Or is that too difficult for your uneducated brain? It wasn't the first time this kind of thing had happened. He would push all the responsibility on someone else and never go apologize. This was essentially a leak in information. I didn't want to lose the trust of our important clients. I really didn't want to go, but I also didn't want to argue with Mr. Harassment here. I just sucked it up and decided to apologize. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience we've caused you. The section manager, Mr. Onizuka, is a large and burly man. You would never forget his face. I heard that he was furious, so I figured he would yell at me, and I would end up begging for forgiveness for a few hours. I was prepared for that, but he said something I wasn't expecting. You came alone? Where's your boss? Mr. Harusada? He's unfortunately not here today, so I came in place. I knew he would make a run for it. I wanted to tell him directly, but whatever. I'm sorry for calling you over when you were busy. I appreciate your apology. Thank you. Sure. I was confused by the unprecedented kind words and went back to the office completely confused. I'm back. You better have apologized. Of course. Mr. Onizuka was there to handle it. He must have really chewed you out. It's your fault, so you take the hit. I knew they meant you when they said, in charge.
I told you, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Besides, you just need to listen to people that are better and higher up than you anyway. This is why you can't climb the ranks.
I didn't know how much more I could take.
Something about your father, right? I'm sure he's lousy too.
What did you say? I don't care about what he does to me, but everything I was holding back came flooding out when he mentioned my father. Just so you know, this whole incident involved leaking confidential information. You do understand the gravity of this mistake, right?
What's wrong with you? I told you, the company is like your family.
Family? Team? Don't make me laugh! You just push all of your mistakes onto me, and then I have to take the blame!
What did you say? You're just a temp. I can find 10 other people to replace you tomorrow. Get out of here! You don't need to come tomorrow. I don't need some low-educated idiot coming here to work.
Okay, sure! I had so much more I wanted to say, but if I kept arguing, I was just going to get in the way of other employees. I took his words to heart and left. The next day, I didn't show up. Harusada clearly told me that I didn't need to. It wasn't because of my own personal decision. I got a call from work right around the morning meetings. Hello?
Oh hey, you feeling sick?
It was the director. He was very kind and someone you could really rely on. He had always taken care of me since I joined the company, and he understood my family issues. He even suggested I change departments when I was considering quitting. I don't have any problems with my health, no.
I see. I heard that you're taking off without leave from Harusada. What happened?
Actually, I explained all of the events that had happened, including what happened yesterday. I felt terrible for causing this kind of mess, considering he took great care of me, so I didn't report it to him. He quietly listened and didn't deny me at all. Then he started speaking.
I knew something was off when a straight-edged employee such as yourself was quitting without saying anything. I want you to come into work if you don't mind.
I couldn't say no to the person who helped me. I got ready and headed out. I also had no intention of disobeying a superior order. I only obeyed Harusada's orders today. When I went into the office, Harusada started talking to me like he normally did.
What are you doing here, you useless swine?
I heard that you reported that I was taking the day off without reporting. You told me that I didn't need to come to work today.
I did, because I hate having to cover for your lousy ass.
It really is a pain having to cover for your lousy ass.
Director! Good morning, sir. Like you said, this guy is a serious pain. I will make sure to educate him as his superior.
I think you're the one who needs educating here, Harusada.
Huh?
Kato, I'm sorry that it took me this long to handle matters. I understand now that I really looked into this situation. Harusada's harassment issues have been brought up on numerous occasions, but everyone quit before they were able to take any action.
Situation?
You're gonna act like you don't know? Calling him lousy, uneducated, worthless? You even told your employee to go home, and when he listened to you, you report him as skipping? There's some difference between reality and what you're reporting, isn't there?
That...
Also, Kato, I want to hear what you think about the mishap with our clients yesterday. It wasn't you who sent the wrong material to them, was it? Was it Harusada? Answer me truthfully.
I looked over at Harusada out of the corner of my eye. He was staring at me as if to beg me to say it wasn't his fault. However, I don't want to disobey my superior. Yes, sir. I just made the documents. After that, I gave them all to Harusada, and he sealed them up and sent them off. Thank you for telling me.
Abuse towards your employees, harassment, false reporting, they're all heavy offenses. We'll have to consider appropriate punishment for your transgressions.
Yes, sir!
I heard later that Onizuka and our director are fairly good friends, and go back. This whole mishap caused Onizuka to talk to the director, and set everything in motion.
I always check who signed off on confirmation when something happens. Harusada signed it, so I knew whose responsibility it was. But he didn't come at all, so I couldn't let it go.
When I went to Mr. Onizuka to say my thanks on a later day, he told me all about it. Later on that day, Harusada disappeared from our office. He was demoted and retraining with the new hires. Afterwards, he was thrown into the sales district where the people were known to be tough. He wasn't good at remembering new techniques and had way too much pride, so he wasn't good at taking orders either. He was apparently being chewed out on a daily basis.